Hi everybody, I hope you're doing great. I've got a 30-minute session, distance, psychic wisdom, and energy healing to support a client. Okay, your goals are so fantastic. I can't wait to see what comes up here. I want to thank you, the client, for this opportunity to connect with you. I'm trying to figure out the way to summarize what you hope to achieve. So for those watching the video, the summary is, how would I summarize? Maybe I should just read your goals. Let's just read your goals and then let's move forward, shall we? Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for sharing with us here on YouTube. We're going to learn a lot from you, and I appreciate that. So here's what your goals are. This is what we're going to be diving into today. So you're saying, I'm looking for some deep healing, past life trauma healing, healing for inner child. I have a lot of painful memories that keep repeating. I want to be free of thinking about the past. I keep feeling like I have scar tissue or a wound that doesn't heal, that I'm always reminded of a place of pain. I want to remember who I am as a being of light and love, not pain. I want to feel that way, the love, that I am love and that I am loved. Maybe introduce me to another life where I was vibrant, or introduce me to my very soul's true nature. Something bright about who I am while also healing something hurt about who I am. Wow. That is very deep. That is like a dark and light exploration here. So give me some time here to acclimate to the different things you're talking about. So past life trauma, so deep healing, past life trauma healing, healing for inner child, okay. And talking about the word pain, wounds that don't heal, reminded of a place of pain. So memories that keep repeating, okay. I want to remember who I am as a being of light and love, not pain. So to heal something of the darker side, the deeper soul wound, while also introducing you to something of the heavenly side, the light side of who you are. So you could gather your reflection in the mirror of who you are. So in the mirror of who you are you pain or are you light and love? And I don't know why, like, trying to summarize this, it's too deep. I think all I could do is read your goals. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to get in the zone here. I've already digested everything you wrote. I've shared with the viewer, with you. I'm connecting with the universe here, and then we're going to start with what echoes back, okay? Then we're going to navigate what echoes back to learn about you, to heal and repair you, but also introduce you to a vibrant reflection of yourself. And so that's your goals. Okay. All right. Vibrationally, this isn't a very deep space. I expected to kind of dive deep. And I'm looking straight ahead, and there's this orb that's collecting colors, but they're muddy, but there's a clean white color. There's different shades of brown, like a reddish brown, an orangey brown, I don't know, dark brown. They seem to be reddish brown, orangey brown, and dark brown, and then white. And it's almost like these colors are attracted to this orb and getting pulled into this orb, and this orb is a collage of these colors. I feel energetically bored standing here. So the energy of the space says this is boring. And I snap my fingers and I pull, it's almost like you're a piece of clothing, and I just yank you over here. Stand by my side for a minute. It's like you're a child that's trying to run away, a child that's bored. and I got you by the shirt, but I see you seem to be the very shirt that I have, and I'm pulling on you. And get over here and stand by my side. You don't want to. And I'm curious what you, the child, yes, you want an inner child healing, don't you? So I'm curious what you, the child, is wanting to experience. I mean, if this is boring to you, where would you like to be? You get angry when I ask you that question. You literally become kind of like a chubby toddler, and you grow a bear face, and you make these strange noises at me. And I say, okay, I think we're figuring out what would make you happy. And I start to turn into a very tall tree. And you start to turn into a baby bear. And you start to climb to the very, 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 very top of a very tall tree that I've become for you. And you, the baby bear, can't find what you're looking for. And you're angry. You feel like it literally translates. You feel like God did not give you what you need to thrive. It would be like a bear that has no forest, a fish that has no water or something. It feels like God didn't give you something that you need in order to be able to live, actually live, truly live. I can't fake it anymore. I just become myself, and I'm not a tree, and you're not a bear. You don't know how to feel, so you don't know if you should cry, or if you should yell at me, or if you should be a toddler or an adult, or what. I say the answer is going to be in that orb right there, that very boring orb. We need to figure out why that orb, what's up with the brown colors. And you're going to have to be still if we're going to explore this. It's almost like you want a whole symphony of notes in one note. So is it that God didn't give you all the notes, or you aren't giving yourself the patience? Seems like you're lacking patience. I'm supposed to go into that. I can't just go into this orb yet. I'm going into this scene where there's all these notes of a symphony, and then we're taking all the notes and we're reducing it to one note. It reminds me of YouTube shorts. Like, you take an hour-long conversation and you summarize it in 60 seconds. It's like, so we're missing the depth of the experience by reducing the time in which it's provided. So our relationship with time and depth that takes place in time is becoming thin. We're not digging the deeper hole. We're working with just a shallow space. So we're going to go into the one note. You're in agony. You're screaming. And you create a scene that's very blurry. And it's basically you are a baby bear standing upright, and you have a leash on, a collar that's so tight around your neck you're choking. And then the leash is being held by what is like a papa bear. He's very tall, and he's got a good grip on the leash and keeps tugging you close to his side. Like, you just stop running off, or stop. Just stay by my side. Stay by me. If you would just stay by me, I wouldn't have to put a leash on you. If you just do what I say, then everything's going to be fine. But if you do what you want to do, then you're going to have to wear the leash. You're just going to have to. But it seems because you're choking, it's too aggressive, you know? Maybe it's a good idea. It's a very aggressive idea. Too aggressive. It's actually hurting your ability to breathe. I feel like your inner child, I feel like this introduction is definitely inner child message here. And your inner child is speaking about the freedom to be a child, the freedom to be what I call a podling, because in the dark crystal, you have these like a weird civilization of these things called podlings. I don't even know how they can survive, because they're just so irate and ridiculous, and they're dirty all the time, and they have to be bathed. And you know, it's like, you want to be a podling. You want to be in the mud. You want to be into everything, as filthy as you could get it even. Do you be into everything? But it would never hurt you. Like, you would never get cut. You would never scrape your knee. That you would just get into everything, and it would all work out somehow. And it doesn't matter if you're dirty or clean, and you would prefer to be dirty, you know. But no, Papa Bear puts this tight around your neck. It's choking the podling out of you. You know, it's suffocating your toddler self, your podling toddler self. It's asking you to be mature at a young age, to follow the rules, to follow my example. And so your inner child is conflicted between the freedom of self-expression, podling or not, baby bear, podling, whatever, and then mature adult. I'm going to choke the podling right out of you, and you're going to grow up to follow the rules. So there's this conflict in the inner child between where your freedom of self-expression lies and where do you fit into the rules, you could say. This is a very tiring conversation, because, you're wearing thin. I go into the one note, and it's almost like we got to go to nap time right now. And you don't want the one note to become many notes. And you start to tell me that if it gets out of control and start to become many notes, that every single note is asking something of you, and it's too many things that you're being asked. It's almost like these notes become the faces of people, and the people are just barking at you. It's like another note of someone's head barking at you. And then it's a symphony of barking people. It's too much. It's too much. If I could simplify this down, that's what you're saying. If I could just make this one note, that note doesn't bark at me, and then you just kind of plopping into a sleep state. All right, so I'm going to let this inner child take a nap, and I'm talking to the universe here about what is being presented. So reading your goals, I'd anticipated kind of a different path, something maybe hell and heaven scapes, you know, but this is what is most important. This is the energy that I'm running into, I'm supposed to tell you about, and we're supposed to reconcile. This is reconciling what you're actually seeking here. What is the scar tissue? What is the wound? I mean, you're napping. So I'm asking them about the notes and the barking heads. I'm asking them about the Papa Bear and the leash and the conflict within the inner child, the podling versus the mature adult at age 2 or something. So I'm asking them for feedback, like, where do we go from here? They want me to turn every one of these notes, instead of barking heads, and they don't look like dogs, they look like human people that bark, okay? But so I turn every one of these heads into a sort of a golden orb. And the golden orb is singing a song for you. And so each note actually is a singing person that is singing a song for you. And they have nothing but nice things to say, seems like. Seems like many positive things to say. Because I'm listening to the music here. And within the music is music. And within the music is people singing positive things about you. And we're shifting the energy to you're getting yelled at. You're getting constantly yelled at. That must be something. There's a reason why I'm bringing this up. The inner child connection, the scar tissue, the unhealed wound, and getting yelled at then is turning into people sing songs about you. Even reminds me of the whole concept of the bard singing the songs of heroes, you know? And somehow you need to be lifted up to the song. It's being sung about. You are a hero, the songs of heroes. And it's important that how you translate the sound of people speaking about you being yelled at, could it be one person that yelled at you now is forever yelling at you, is now the whole world is yelling at you? Is it possible that somewhere in your upbringing, the responsibility to let go of the inner podling to become the mature adult at age 2 or something, was an experience of being yelled at to the point now that the translation of people talking about you is people yelling at you, barking? We have to change that to music, to people singing songs about you. This is hard, to be honest, because I can feel another part of yourself, and it's very toad-like, and it's like a big giant toad stone, big fat toad, but it's also a heavy cold stone. And it comes from that emotional gut, the solar plexus. And it's angry because it's kind of like the Frog Prince concept. Like, once this, now this. So maybe handsome prince now turns into toad-like monster that nobody wants. But see, this is not a cute little toad that fits in the palm of the hand. No, this is a big fat nightmare. This is a horrible, giant, ugly, scary, toxic toad, okay? So the transformation from podling into mature adult also manifested a reflective version of yourself that you basically are a big, giant monster, unwanted monster. That's harsh, man. I think we're starting to get into a deeper pocket, huh? I just need a minute. Because you're having a self-awareness event here. You're not just sleeping over there. You're not just this big ugly toad thing. You're also watching from somewhere behind me. You're gawking at this reflection like you just blew my mind kind of thing. Like, oh, you know, it just, oh, but, oh. You don't know how to change that. You say, how do I stop being a big ugly toad monster? You don't want, you want to transition here from big ugly toad to handsome prince kind of thing. Like you want to poof, turn back from this into that, you know, like the wounded scar tissue into the vibrant heavenly angel, you know? So from pain into then love and light, from toad monster into whatever that we don't know. It's a blank area. They're still looking at the beginning here of your goals. I say, have you gotten to know yourself, this monster toad person? Have you behind me then spent some time with big, ugly, scary, cold, stone, giant toad monster? Have you spent some time with this person that you are? You're like, oh, no, I'm not hanging out with that person. I don't want to be that person. But the thing is you fabricated that reflection, then gained some power here, gained some presence here. So now that it has presence, it has part of you, the spirit of who you are, you know? It's not just a poster on the wall we can just rip off. It has to be reconciled from within. And I feel that the reason why you're talking about these echoing memories is, look at what we have to work through here, you know? I feel like this session has a lot to do with the energy of self-expression, the throat, third eye perception of reality, the higher mind that wants to open up to reveal bright things for you. Obviously all chakras are involved here, but I find myself constantly wanting to move my hand up, like, I don't know, like I'm trying to clear energy, I'm like trying to circulate it or something. I feel like maybe a lot of energetic stress here around the head. Okay. Let's get to know toad self, shall we? No. How about we put a leash then? Because you're saying no. And I'm saying, okay, well then toad self, we'll put a strangling collar on that. You can be Papa Bear and you can guide toad self into becoming some acceptable part of society. Acceptable part of your society. And I do that and it's aggressive. It's like it wants to choke out your very existence. It wants to snuff out your light. What is the insecurity? It's almost like a parental insecurity about you. There's a parental insecurity about you, then became your own parental insecurity about yourself. So you seem to be mirroring the parent and the child relationship. You are the parent and the child relationship. And then there's ugliness and you don't know how to properly leash yourself and contain yourself, and then all the sounds of barking people, which is really just an echo of what this sort of baseline of where all this comes from. I mean, this whole thing just proves to me that you come into a human life and you have these dynamics. This is just like an inkling of the dynamic of who you are, because this is like, these are overlays of your life. This is like playing out in your energy field. It's so complex. I mean, this is so complex. I wish my brain could be smarter. I wish I had the magic words, the magic action to just, all done, everything's fine now. But you have to go through the process of living to deeply explore the meaning of this. Your soul wants to deeply explore the meaning of this, okay? Being the child to the parent that becomes the child-parent relationship of yourself, okay? That is fascinating to me. Okay. Like life lessons. I say, what is it that, let's say the ugly toad is your inner child now, is now the child of who you are. Now let's say you, the one behind me here, we'll say you are the parent to this ugly child. Like, I'm supposed to speak in this manner, okay? I'm supposed to identify this because it is an ugly, giant, scary toad. It's not a nice toad. It's a scary toad. I can't call it nice, otherwise I'm doing it injustice. It is what it is. How do you want to parent this child? You just start to cry and you say, I don't know. He whispers something like, no wonder nobody loves me. Oh. Okay, we're gonna have to correct that. That's not fair. That's not fair to you. I'm sorry, but that's not fair. That's not true. That actually like really hit me hard. Because he said that so sincerely, like, he said that like it was the most true, honest thing. It just really hit me hard there. Okay, that's why the notes, that's why we got to transform this into the Song of Heroes. Like, because there's some truth to that too, okay? Like, I'm not just conveniently turning into gold in Songs of Heroes. Like, that's coming up for a reason, okay? And you're wanting to find the vibrancy of yourself. So, wait a second. Oh, yes, okay. My guides are reminding me, okay, wait a second. Where that comment comes from. You don't know how to love yourself, so how would anybody else know how to love you? Oh, man. Oh. Wait, you're going to have to figure out how to love that toad monster. Because is it really a toad monster, or is a toad monster right now to be the challenge that you need in order to start seeing it for who it truly is, who and what it actually is representing? So you're not going to allow other people to see the beauty in you either, because you're not going to allow yourself to see the beauty in you. And you don't even know how to be the right loving parent for yourself. And so you're giving up, and this, oh man, wow. I just dumbfounded right now. Okay, so what do we do here? How do we, what do you do? Okay, what do you do? My guides and your guides, our higher selves, etc., angels, etc., it's just like a lot of love is surrounding you. It's just like ring of golden light is surrounding you. You need this. You need, and the ring represents unity. The ring is not broken. It's in oneness, so it represents oneness. It's like a pure golden light. It's the fellowship of the ring concept. It's fellowship. And this golden light here is with you, and is with you, so you aren't alone to accomplish this alone. It's like you've decided you can't do this alone. So you're moving towards this toad. And I'll be honest, it's pretty gross. It's like squeezing a body full of jelly, and the jam is, I don't know why, but you're becoming a child. This is your stuffed animal, but it literally is so gross. And when you hug it, it squeezes all this filth all over you. And it's very sticky, jam-like material. And you whisper, I can love you, just the way you are. I see from this toad is born a new child. It's a baby, a brand new energy, and it glows. But the baby is there for you. You are there for yourself. You are there loving yourself every single day, even if you don't know how to let that energy in. You've never left yourself to rot here, by the way. Where we go back to the baby bear, it's like the fish that has no water, the bear that has no force kind of thing, is something that God didn't give you for you to have fulfillment. You never left yourself to rot here. That, I feel like that's the right way to say it. And your light has never left you. Your light has always been with you. Even if you separate yourself from that light because you feel the separation, or you decide the separation was real, or life then taught you that you are separated from love somehow, right? And through what was influencing then the inner child or your childlike self that grew up into the adult that still remembers, is still animated by what is repressed memory, or maybe not repressed. Maybe that's why the memories keep circulating. Something has to go bust here, because this ring of fellowship, it's causing you to feel so vulnerable. It literally is, you are acting like you are going to blow it up into the millions of chunks of vomit, because it has been so lacking. The breath of love, inhale and exhaling the breath of love. And so you're encouraged then to do what you feel you're trying to avoid doing, because this is an energy space. So this energy space is guiding you on the path to healing yourself. So it's okay to give in to just blowing up in a million chunks of vomit. And each chunk becomes a crying worm. And I start to be pulled, oh man, this is next level. This is so beyond human reality. I'm getting pulled through like an eardrum, but it's a dimensional fabric, and I'm just getting pulled through that. And it's a sound of screaming in here. It's like a frequency of soul screaming. And everything, the sound of the screaming itself creates gray and white in a black backdrop, and it's like trying to contain one's sound of screaming. So on a day-to-day basis, what this tells me is that you, from morning till night, some particle of yourself is forever screaming, and you're always containing the screaming part of yourself because you don't know how to fix the problems. So you're forever screaming somewhere inside yourself. And you contained it pretty well. So that tells me on some level, day-to-day life, you might be swallowing down your true voice all the time. And because of screaming, there's something to this. I don't know if I've quite put my finger on it yet, but there's something important to this, and self-expression, and then swallowing or silencing the sound of your own suffering. So that you, the non-podling now, because you're a mature adult, age 2. I mean, that's what it keeps saying. It keeps saying, mold and shape yourself, follow my instructions, follow along, be in line, follow the rules, so you can be appropriate. It's kind of like a little 2-year-old that walks like a soldier or something. Like you're robotically aligned with the appropriate behavior. I mean, it builds character. It's like everything in life is going to build your character. It's just, how do you relate to yourself at the end of what was built? Was it built by you or by someone else? So who are you in relation to yourself, in relation to the someone else, a parental figure that then guided you to be then who you are? Then who are you in relation to yourself? By the way, that screaming, it's a female energy. I'm giving her a hug. She's a mermaid. She's very conflicted. because when I hug her, she gets very slimy and slimes away from me as fast as lightning. Like she is getting as far away from me as possible, but she's not screaming. But in some way, she wants me to follow her, even though she's fleeing in fear or terror. I can tell that if she wants to be followed, she's like, don't follow me. Follow me, please. Please follow me. I don't know why. It makes me laugh. She's like very insistent, don't follow me, but then she secretly wants to be followed. I don't know why it's so funny. Her, like, you need to be straight, man. It's just like you're fleeing and yet you want to be chased and you don't want to be chased. Like, what's your truth here? I don't know why it's so funny. Okay. I'm not allowing her to go anywhere. The idea of fleeing is an illusion. Oh, she is dark as all get out. I did not expect this. She is full of mind games. That's why I'm not playing her game. Oh, she is messed up. Right now I'm just acclimating to her energetic language, and then I don't even know where to begin. So I'm just like, wow, I thought something else about you, but you were screaming. It seemed like you needed help. But no, you just wanted to draw someone in, lure someone in to help you. But then, like, what is it that you want? It's just she represents an aspect that is so confused that her behavior then, it creates confusion. But if you could follow along with the confusion, then it would be about love. Because if you could translate the confusion that she represents confusion, and if you could still follow along with her weird mind games, then she would know what love is. Man, this is harsh. I can't explain. There's some really intense, dense energies that waft here when this throughout your session. I'm bringing you in. The truth is you're the handsome prince. Like you're not the nasty, scary toad. Like there's something that is the true representation of you. A genuine representation of you is polished and worthy and a leader. You do represent standing strong, having ground, your head up high. You do represent being a leader. And so there's conflict between unwanted or wanted. Then you have to reconcile this to know or to attain what is the role of a leader. Because all this internal conflict is going to get in the way of you then being the leader of who you are. And so this male emanation here, the leader, it's because he's a frog prince. Like I keep describing him as a prince, like he represents being a strong leader. He's stepping towards leadership. Okay, bring him underwater. So this is a place of emotion and tears and confusion with a half woman, half fish, you know? She's confused. She's been screaming. So obviously she needs attention in order for us to reconcile this, in order to just like we're trying to put her in a box and push her down. And so her self-expression is muted. But maybe it was decided it's easier to just mute it because it's too confusing to try to navigate it. Okay, man, oh man. I'm gonna, all right, well, let's just tie this up here, but I wanted to at least present, oh, my guides are saying I have presented. Because I feel like we're navigating the hardship stuff, the scar tissue wound stuff, the inner child speaking stuff. We're navigating those sounds. And I want to make sure that I'm presenting the sort of fabric of the heaven, the vibrancy of who you are. But they're saying to take hold, to allow yourself to hear the notes, like the world is saying positive things about you. So you need to start allowing yourself to say that the world is saying positive things about you, that could be real. But there's truth to the notes of the songs of the bards, the hero songs of who you are. And so you're going to have to grow out of this. To grow out of this wound is to follow along with the notes and let those notes be real, okay? And that this true leader of who you are, this polished persona of who you are, is more you. And the love of who you are has never left you. That it was meant to be a dicey, confusing path. And you're doing a good job navigating it. I mean, wow. Wow, right? Okay, now I'm just gonna come full circle here because we're at the end of your session. But let me just see. It's pretty. It was faster than I expected. Because you chose to be present with her. Because the energy says stop running away. Be present with you. That the complexities of this male representation, this female representation, are seeing eye to eye. They can work together as a strong team. This is like we're all made out of man and woman. Every person on the planet is made out of part man and part woman. And so you have a sperm, you have an egg, they come together, they create a baby. So every human being is made out of man and woman. And so I'm coming across here a representation of the male and female sides of yourself. I'm coming into a bonded love relationship, how they can speak a language with each other to work together. So you then working together with yourself, letting the ring of the fellowship, the love, okay, the golden light, and allowing the love of yourself, you love yourself, in to guide you as well. So I actually see a reconciliation here, because that's interesting, because loops also represent time, like we're coming full circle. So coming full circle here in a healthier, balanced relationship with yourself. Obviously there's a lot we could explore for what your goals are, but this is what I can share at this, for the time that we have. So thank you so much for this exploration. Thank you again for sharing. Wow, impactful. For those watching, if you're interested in exploring a session with me, I can look into literally anything. Everything is frequency, so I navigate frequency, and then we see what echoes back. We learn stuff, we heal stuff, we grow. So you're welcome to book a session with me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/abbeynormalswisdomquest. Have a great day, everybody.